I just want peace, quiet. I want to be with my family, teach jujitsu. I do comedy just purely for fun. I sprinkle that in my life. As long as it doesn't affect anything, boom, I put it in, and I'm good. I don't need anything else. That's it.
What new conspiracy theories do we have to discuss today?
Oh, man,
Anything
new ones?
Give me some new ones.
New ones.
You gave me the flat earth. You gave me the Jimi Hendrix throwing his wife off the balcony.
I didn't. No, that wasn't me. That may.
No, I think it was you. Somebody told me.
That must have been Sam Tripoli.
They threw Jimmy. It could have been Sam. Them throwing Jimi Hendrix's girlfriend off the balcony.
I'm just really entertained by following DC and what's going on. I'm super entertained by that. That's my real. That's Game of Thrones times 100. When you find out what the real Game of Thrones is like, shit, it's fucking fascinating.
You know,
I'm down with every day. I spend 2 hours catching up on what has happened that day, because you're getting from 90% of what you're getting from the mainstream media is bullshit.
So where do you read this stuff then?
You gotta, well, it's by process of elimination. You know, like the 90% of the mainstream media is not the truth. So you know, if you're searching for the truth, I like the truth. I don't like being bullshitted. I like knowing how they're trying to fuck with my brain. So by process of elimination, you know, okay, you just turn on CNN and go, okay, this is all bullshit. So let's try to find the truth. It's not that. So there's a lot of independent media outlets. I like listening to X22 Report, SGT Report. Those two right there, they'll give you the good shit right there. It's True Reporting, all on YouTube. All great stuff, man. X22, that's the best. That's like when those shootings happened last week. They weren't, you know, the people that are following what's going on were expecting it. They're like, oh man, they need something to clog up the news cycles, because a lot of shit is going down right now with the D class. Man, people are going down with it. Between the D class and Epstein's Island, man, a lot of people in trouble, big, powerful people. So anytime something like that happens, it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, those shootings were, there was more people involved than we're being told, because there are multiple witnesses saying there was multiple shooters. And that's pretty common in these cases. Like there's multiple shooters, like people are like, they're saying there was 2 or 3 shooters. They keep saying that. But the official story, what you're getting on the mainstream news, is that there was one shooter, crazy dude, you know, trying to blame it on Trump. The dude in Dayton, Ohio was a leftist. He was all about Elizabeth Warren. They're keeping quiet about that because, you know, everybody wants Trump out. You know, they're trying to bury him. And like, why are they trying to bury him? Why is 90% of the bullshit mainstream media trying to bury him? What's really going on? And then you look into it, and that's what the fascinating thing is. Like, why are they trying to bury Trump? You know, they try to pin him, like CNN try to pin him. They try to turn all Mexicans against Donald Trump by Donald Trump was talking about MS-13 and was saying they're animals, they're criminals, we got to get them out. So then CNN goes, look what Trump said about Mexicans. So they cut out the MS-13 part and just said they're animals, they're criminals, and we got to get them out. What does that tell you? What is that? They're trying to frame him. And then look what happened with Russian collusion. You know what's going down? The D class is about not only wasn't and isn't Trump a Russian spy, is they try to frame him with that. That's what the D class, that's what they're trying to bury. That's why they're clogging the news cycles. It wouldn't surprise me if there was, you know, like they take a schizophrenic, paranoid, crazy kid and fill him up with all this crazy shit that they need to do to drag him to a certain place, put a gun in his hand, and then have professionals do a bunch of shooting. Professionals get the fuck out of the way, and they just, you know, they got their patsy. That wouldn't shock me. Stuff like that wouldn't shock me. You know, there's you know who William Cooper is?
No.
William Cooper wrote the book Behold the Pale Horse, and he was worked for the Office of Navy Intelligence, and he figured out, he was a whistleblower, and he figured out a lot of shit. He wrote like that book, and he wrote this in the book real quick. This is 1991. He wrote this. Check this out. It's just a little paragraph. The government encouraged the manufacture and importation of military firearms for criminals to use. This is intended to foster a feeling of insecurity which would lead the American people to voluntarily disarm themselves by passing laws against firearms, using drugs and hypnosis on mental patients in a process called Orion. The CIA inoculated the desire in these people to open fire on schools and thus inflame the anti-gun lobby. This plan is well underway and so far is working perfectly. The middle class is begging the government to do away with the Second Amendment. Wrote that in 1991. It's what they do. They get some crazy kid, fill him up with all this propaganda. Anybody they want to blame it on. If they want to blame it on Castro, they can take a crazy guy, make him like a Castro fanatic, get him all crazy. They can't trust him to kill anybody because he's just crazy. Who knows what he's going to do? They just have to put him in the scene of the crime. They get some professionals, shoot up the place. They're all saying multiple shooters. Witnesses are saying there was multiple shooters. They're dressed in black. They look like professionals. San Bernardino, same thing. That's what people are saying. I don't know. That's what the witnesses are saying, people that were there. So it wouldn't shock me if those shootings, they did happen. People died. People got their lives ripped apart and destroyed. But wouldn't you want to find out, like, who exactly did it? If you found out your mom got murdered, and then the cops told you it was Joe, but then other people kept telling you, dude, it was Lee. It was Lee. Wouldn't you want to find out? Wouldn't you want to find out how it really went down? Instead of going, don't you say the cops said it was Joe? Don't disrespect me like that. The cops. And he goes, dude, gotta look into Lee, man.
So is it?
You know what I mean? But people get angry when you're saying, dude, what the official story is saying, man, there's witnesses saying there was multiple shooters. Don't you want to know how it really went down?
There's been 240 something shootings. You know, something's not right. Something's not adding up.
And they all, when you look at all those shootings, they all happen right at a time where people are going down. Some people are going to testify. All of them. There's a list. But this is what's supposed to happen. This person's supposed to testify. Boom, shooting. This person's supposed to testify. Boom, shooting. What they do, they clog. They don't even all this gun control talk. It's almost like they don't even care really that much about passing gun control laws. It's not really about that.
We're going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.